Hi everyone, it's Krista. It has been a long time since I filmed a video, and I just wanted to get back on and kind of update you what's been happening in our lives and things that I'm pursuing right now and changes that our family is making for this upcoming school year. And um, a lot of you that have watched my videos know that last year, right about this time, it's been almost exactly a year, we moved to Texas from Colorado. And at the time when we were living in Colorado, I was a reading interventionist. And when we moved down here, my plan was to go through the alternative certification program for Texas teachers and pass the Texas state exam and get my certification and hopefully go to work in a public school down here. Well, I passed the certification piece, which ended up kind of being in the middle of the school year, so not a great time for hiring. And so I started subbing, which was fine. It was nice to supplement our income with that, and it got me an opportunity to get into the school system and better understand how Texas works. I got to experience all of the chaos that came before the big state testing that they do, the STAR. And that was insane. Watching and I got to see this from a mom point of view too, because my daughter was in 5th grade, getting ready to go into 6th grade. And the hype and the anxiety that comes up with these state tests, it is crazy. I mean, we had it in Colorado. I got to see some, but nothing like what we experienced with Texas. My kid had a hard time sleeping. She didn't want to eat. She felt nauseous. She was worried. McKenna is dyslexic. She has a 504, so they were making accommodations for her, and they worked really well with us regarding that. They had pep rallies for these kids, and anyway, that whole thing was nuts. And I got to sub a few days before that when the teachers needed a break and we're trying right before the testing, and I went in there, and the kids are wired, the teachers are wired, everybody's nervous. There's so much writing on this. It was crazy. It was distracting from the learning process, which I really had a hard time with. I understand having to measure growth in students, but when you spend days and days and days and days and days prepping them for the test, and then they take the test, and then after that, they took a few down days to recover from the test, where they just had, hangout days and brought their cell phones and their sleeping bags and cuddled and everything. And so they had downtime, which was great, but it wasn't learning time. So to me, there was a lot of time that should have been learning time that was actually devoted to the test. So, so I did that. I continued looking for a full-time position. I applied everywhere, all these the school districts. But what I'm running into, and it's totally understandable. All I have is a bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in elementary education. Right now, they are searching for, people with master's degree and all extra certifications. I don't have any, and I am not about to go back to school and get in debt to get a master's degree at this point in my life. I'm just not young enough, and it doesn't make any sense. I'm 48. I'm not going to do that. And after what I experienced in the classroom, I wasn't sure that I loved being a teacher, but this classroom currently, the dynamics in the classroom, they are not spending a ton of time teaching. And I'm not blaming the teachers at all. I can understand the teachers' extreme frustration with this. You spend a lot of time managing really severe emotional issues with some kids, behavioral issues. And I felt like you have to put out all these fires before you can even get to the learning. to the teaching part. And that's not where my heart is. My heart is at the teaching part. And I came to realize that, yes, even if I do get hired, I'm going to be spending massive amounts of my time, my weekends and my evenings, prepping and, attending meetings and let all these differentiated lesson plans, which I absolutely agree with, but it is time consuming. Coming up with all these ways to engage your learners. And I was getting concerned about that. And I was also getting concerned about my daughter going into middle school. I have to be honest, middle school was not a great experience for me. And I volunteered a lot at my daughter's school. And like I said, I spent a lot of time in other classrooms. And I just was not feeling comfortable about keeping my daughter in that environment. McKenna is she's not an aggressive person. She's not a gregarious person. She's not somebody that kids don't like. Everybody likes her, but she also is very tolerant of behaviors. So, if somebody is taking advantage of her or being unkind to her, she just kind of, she doesn't want to deal with it. So she just kind of ignores it and moves on, which is, some parts of that is great, but other parts of it is to where I would be afraid it would get to a point where she would not stand up for herself. So, and she was asking a couple times to be homeschooled. But for us to do that, I had to come up with some kind of income. And substituting was not going to be it, because that meant she'd be home by herself and I would be out at school. So that was not really conducive to homeschooling. So I was racking my brain and I was praying about what I was going to do, trying to figure out a solution and how to manage my feelings and what I could actually, in reality, make happen for our family. I needed to make money. I still have this burning desire to teach, but I didn't want my kid in this big, huge middle school. I just was not comfortable with this. I just don't have a good gut feeling about it. And I didn't want to put her through all the stress and anxiety of this standardized testing, which they do many, many times a year. So this is like a constant thing. This is not just a one time and it's done. It goes on all year. So I happened to be looking at one of my Facebook friends' profile. She had updated her information with something, and she said ESL teacher with VIPKID. I had no idea what that was, but I started investigating and I started watching YouTube videos on what VIPKID was all about. And I sent her a couple of questions and she was great about answering them. And I really started to get very interested in it. It was a work from home situation. It was a teaching position. You work one-on-one with kids over the computer that are in China, and you teach them English language. We work on grammar and vocabulary and reading comprehension and listening skills. And it's so much fun. And I'm having a blast doing it. And I really feel like this is the answer for our family, because I can control the hours I work. Typically, the schedule that I would be on would be like teaching from 7:30 to 8 at night until 10 or 10:30 at night. And then again in the morning I can open my schedule as early as I want, but prime time is about 5:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I'm finished. I can be done. And then I have the whole day with my girl, and I can homeschool her, and we can do whatever we want, and I can still make really good money. The interview process was a little daunting and nerve-wracking, so I got through. I did not want to do a live interview. You have the option of doing a live interview where you basically do a demo of your teaching style and see if it's what they're looking for. Or you can upload a video to their site and an evaluator will look at it and determine if they want to move forward and do another interview with you or not. So the early part of July, I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a shot. What can it hurt to try? So I did that. I uploaded my video, and within a few hours, I heard back from them and said, okay, we're interested. We want to proceed with a mock 1, which is a live interview. You teach 2 different formats. You teach a lower level class and an upper level class. You get feedback from the evaluator on things that you can do to improve. And basically, it's if you do well on the mock 1, you can pass. And you can pass both of them and just move right into a teaching position. Or if they feel like you have a strength in one area and maybe not in another, or if you might need a little tweaking and see if you can apply the feedback that they gave you, they might move you on to a mock 2 where you do a second demo. And then it's determined if you're hired or not. And in some cases, I guess I have heard of a mock 3 that you may be able to do. Most people, I feel like, either get a yes or a no after mock 2. And so after I did my interview, I heard back from them. We went out of town for the weekend and then came back, and I got scheduled for my mock 1. I was very, very nervous, but I really prepared. I practiced on video many, many times. I videotaped myself doing it and watched, made notes about things that I needed to improve on, things that I knew they were looking for, like the TPR, total physical response. So getting the kids involved and engaged in the learning by using your, your TPR. Just I see, I hear, I speak, all those different kinds of things. So I did mine. I had a really good experience with my evaluator. I got my lower level lesson done. She gave me some feedback. I was able to apply it right away to the second level that I was teaching. And then about 3 hours later, I checked my teacher portal, which gives you updates on your information, and it said you're hired. Please upload your documents. So I uploaded my transcripts and my bank account information and my ID and all those things, and I was done. I was ready to go. And so I have been teaching with VIPKID, right? It's almost exactly a month. You are paid on a monthly basis. I will get paid on the 15th of August for whatever I did in July. A lot of people on the Facebook pages and in other online communities about VIPKID have been, new teachers are having problems getting bookings. I am very, very fortunate. I have not experienced that. I know there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, I'm 45 days in and I haven't taught a class, or I'm 60 days in and I've only taught 1 class. I am 30 days in right now. And in July, I taught right at 50 classes. So I reached my 45 level threshold where you get another $1 per class. So I got that. So I'm getting paid almost exactly $500 for what I did in July. And that might not seem like a lot to some people, but for us, that's great. That's a card payment and insurance. And when I started looking at my schedules for August, and I kept them open the same, and I will tell you, I am doing 2 all-nighters every week. I have loaded that into my schedule for what I am willing to do. So for the first week of August, which is this week, I'm sorry, I'm looking to the side at my schedule. I will be right at 30 classes for just this week. And then next week, I have 38 classes booked for next week. So I'm super excited. My first 2 weeks in August, I'm going to surpass all that I've done in July, which was absolutely my goal. I wanted to double, for August, I wanted to double what I did in July, and I think I'm easily going to beat that. My idea would be to make about $2,000 to $2,500 a month. So as soon as I figure where that is, where my sweet spot is, I will stop doing the all-nighters and just pack my schedule accordingly. But anyway, I just wanted to get on here and give you guys an update about what I'm doing. I am loving VIP Kid. I am having so much fun with it. And it's been a really good experience. I love working from my house. I can work with my VIP Kid t-shirt and just my pajama bottoms. My daughter has been able to help me with props, and she's even been able to come in and say hi to some other Chinese kids that actually live in China. If you don't know, my youngest daughter is from Chongqing, China. So it's really cool for her to kind of get to see and converse with those kids. And it's just been wonderful. And for all you guys that are having trouble with bookings, I am not the person to come to like for the magic potion to figure out how to get your bookings. I have just opened up my schedule because I knew that I needed to get those kids and build my portfolio. I give 110% for every lesson to make sure I'm getting those 5 apple feedbacks. And I've been very, very fortunate that way. I'm not teaching a specific level. I'm certified to teach all levels. So I'm doing little kids and older kids. I'm doing the summer camps, and I'm having a great time with everybody, and it's been amazing. I wish I could give you guys the magic pill to get those bookings, and I'm sorry for those people that are not. That is just, I'm just sharing my experience, and I'm very excited. I wish everybody the best of luck. If any of you are interested in teaching with VIP Kid, if what I'm doing sounds like fun to you, I'm going to leave my referral link down in the bottom, and you can message me and we can talk about it and see if you feel like if it's a good fit for you or not. I am not the be-all, end-all guru of VIP Kid, obviously, but so far, so good. I am loving it. I love being my own boss and making my own hours and determining my paycheck. I am in control of my paycheck. So anyway, that's what's happening in Texas. Homeschooling, working from home. And if hubby decides he wants to move somewhere else next year for his job, we're good to go. I can take this job with me anywhere I want to. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great August. I know everybody's getting ready to go back to school. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later.